What's up, everybody, and welcome in to Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Thanks so much for downloading the podcast and checking us out on YouTube, youtube.com. Look for Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment to everything we do on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. We are live here. Please leave your comments as we have our conversation and our special show that we always love. It is LA versus Space. That's exactly right here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. LA versus Space is proudly brought to you by the fine folks over at Alexander James Whiskey. Yes, Alexander James Whiskey, the whiskey of choice for the Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood podcast. Make sure you go to alexanderjameswhiskey.com, and that way you can find out where you can find Alexander James Whiskey in your area. It's the summertime. It's the perfect spirit this time of year, so make sure you check it out. alexanderjameswhiskey.com. For Alexander James Whiskey. It's LA versus Space. So let's find the guys here. LA and Space are with us right here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Gentlemen, welcome.
What up, fellas? How y'all feeling?
What's going on, brethren? How are you guys doing today? I am well. I'm good, and I hope you guys are good as well.
You know, I'm good. I'm fantabulous. You know, I came back from a great weekend. We had our Proviso East Pirates. We had our picnic this week, you know, and
I didn't know Pirates hooted like owls. What's that?
Man, do you hear me? We do it all. You hear me? As long as it's the blue and white. I ain't repping my blue and white right now, but it's all right. But we had our picnic. Mike Finley was there. We had royalty in the building. You know,
three amigos were there. All three amigos.
All of them.
I rode past your football stadium the other day, and I saw that it was dedicated to Teresa Kelly. Teresa Kelly, I worked with her for years at Commonwealth Edison. I knew her well. May she rest in peace. Yeah, she was an awesome individual, and she was a big-time proponent of the Proviso School District's athletic programs at both East and West. She was heavily involved, a very good woman, and I think it's special that they dedicated that football field to her.
Absolutely. I believe she was one of the special ones that we had a balloon release also, and you know, nice little dedication to our fallen pirates. So yeah, it was a good time, man. One day y'all might not be Pirate Nation, but we allow y'all to check it out. You know, you could be esteemed guests of mine.
I'm welcome everywhere. I'm welcome everywhere, brother. I don't need an invitation. They know me.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Space. How much you gonna pay me for the appearance? I like to know that.
I know, right?
That's how we roll these days.
You are looking live from the Proviso East picnic with the Under the Hood podcast.
Oh yes, glad to be there for that. Absolutely, as long as there's a finder's fee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Fast, we'll work out the details. We'll work them out.
As long as there's a finder's fee and I'm the one finding it, then I think we'll be just fine. Space. Thank you very much. We of course, if you know the show, you know what it is. We have 4 topics, and the guys debate 4 topics right here on LA versus Space. Please leave your comments in as we continue our conversation. But first, before we get to the first topic, Space, we have to be able to give our guy a congratulations because he made it. How about that? 20 years.
Go, LA.
20 years.
Man.
Congratulations. You're not like Michelle and I, where we ran out of fingers for 25. But that's good, man. You got 20. You made it, LA. That's pretty good.
20 years. I told people she hasn't killed me yet, but if she had, she'd be out of jail by now.
That's right. That's true. That is true. So we want to congratulate you because LA, I know you get this. Space, I know you get this too. When you've been in a long relationship and someone asks how long you've been married, you always get that little bit of a jerk from people. Just it's like, wow, really? You've been married that long? Well, wow, right? Yeah. Because you always take the under when it comes to marriage lately, based on the numbers. But we hang in there pretty well.
Facts.
Yeah, yes.
I'm inspired by you fellas, man. 20 years for you, LA. 25 for you, Hoodie. I love it, man. Black love is beautiful, man. I'm working on a little 13 here, but you know, we getting there. You know, moving on up. You know,
there are 4 important words that you must know, and every man should know. Yes, dear, you're right.
Yeah,
those are your, and that's the end of the lesson.
I don't know why you don't bring that to the show. But just for her though. It's not for just for her, but it's never for us though.
I know, right?
No, it doesn't work there. I gotta take it out somewhere.
That's why I've been in the business 35 years. You gotta take it out somewhere. You're right about that. Let's take a look at our topics today. We got 4 topics. We'll put the timer on the board. Let's see. How about we start here with something positive? And that is on LA versus Space. That is Caleb Wilson of the Chicago Bulls. If you've been watching your social media or actually watched the Summer League, Caleb Wilson has been absolutely tremendous. So, LA, start us off first. Your thoughts about Caleb Wilson, the Bulls rookie?
Well, I was overseas when their first Summer League game came on. So it came on over there. They're 6 hours ahead of us. So I brought it up on my phone and I watched that first game, and I knew that he had a decent looking stroke as far as his jump shot is concerned, but I did not expect him to make jump shots and 3-pointers the way that he did that first game. And he continued to do so for the duration of the Summer League. This guy has everything that it takes to be the one, which is something that we've been missing, something that we haven't had since Derrick Rose. Or we all, we need it here in Chicago. Chicago needs a bona fide basketball star to bring this team out of the doldrums. And not only does he have the ability on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively, he also has that dog in him. He wants the responsibility. He wants that spotlight. He wants to carry the role of this franchise. He wants to be able to be the one to bring the Bulls back to prominence. And it's in him. You hear it in him, in his voice. You see it in his play. You see the way that he takes charge. This guy is it. He's the one. I think the odds for him to win Rookie of the Year, I'd say you better buy now because he's going to get the opportunities. I know that Carlos Boozer's son is going to get the opportunities as well. Darius Acuff is going to get a lot of opportunities with that bad franchise in Sacramento. But if I were you and I would like to make a wager or 3, I would run to the window. I would run up on my best sporting app. I would call up my local bookmaker, which pretty much don't exist anymore, and I would place a bet on him. I think he was like 450 to 1 to win Rookie of the Year. I would take those odds every day of the week. This guy has 2 things that you can't teach: size, speed, or 3 things, and super duper athleticism. And if he develops a consistent jump shot, oh my goodness, it's going to be hell to pay. And he shot 45% from 3. But this is Summer League, so let's temper our expectations a little bit about, his numbers that he put up. But you can't you can replicate the heart and the act and the want to and the will that he has. And you can never, defense never takes a day off. And this kid wants to stop you from scoring. He wants to be better. And this is everything that the Bulls have been wanting and needing. I'm glad to see it. Glad to see it.
Facts. I couldn't agree with you more, LA. This kid really open eyes, turn heads and open eyes. He averaged 23 points, 23.5 points a game, 7.3 rebounds. The stat that gets me 2.5 blocks per game. That's huge. I mean, I can imagine putting him next to Buzelis, who already led the team in blocks. You're talking about a nice, defensive presence right there with our 3 and our 4. Not to mention whoever you roll in there in 5, which looks like it's going to be Nick Claxton.
Nick Claxton,
exactly,
yes.
And he's the defensive guy. So that's I love it when it comes to the Bulls. When I watch this kid, I'm seeing Durant-esque vibes. Smooth shooter. Smooth with the ball. If he works on them handles, get him a little better. He averaged about 4.5 turnovers. We get those turnovers down. He's not going to be handling the rock that much. He's not going to be facilitating that much. But you cut those turnovers down. You get those handles better. You get just a little bit more consistent from the free throw because he kind of had off and on moments from the free throw line. But everything else is just.
I think it was under 30% from the free throw line. That's not going to stay
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But everything else is there. He said he didn't shoot threes in college. He didn't need to. Well, he's showing that at the pro level, he can shoot it. He's a bona fide scorer anywhere on the court, and that's what we're missing. So I'm just excited to see what the Bulls can do with that type of lineup. When you got Josh Giddey facilitating somebody like Caleb Wilson, you got oh man, we just picked up the score from the Clippers.
Norman Powell.
Norman Powell.
Yeah,
Norman Powell. He 20 points a game. We got Buzelis, who I'm expecting to take a big leap. And then you got Nick Claxton, who's there for defensive purposes, but showed he could do a little bit around the rim. I'm excited to see what this kid is going to do. I'm with you. I'm taking a poll on this kid right now. I'm going and cashing in my ticket. I'm getting him for Rookie of the Year. I like that pick.
I love it. I'd say the Bulls are going to be fun to watch again, even if they don't make the playoffs, even if they don't make the play-in, even if they don't win a lot of games. There will at least be some excitement at the United Center, and a reason for us to tune in on a nightly basis to see what this kid is going to do. The last time I felt this way about the Bulls was when they drafted Derrick Rose, and the last time prior to that was when they drafted Michael Jordan. I knew the Bulls weren't going to turn things around right away with Michael Jordan, but we watched every night because we were going to see something that we never saw before every night. And the same held true for Derrick Rose, and I believe that the same thing will hold true for a young Caleb Wilson.
And you said it. I think you said it when you said it best when you first started. You said he has that dog in him. That's what I like about him.
He wants it. He wants it. He
feels disrespected by all the teams that passed him over. He went 4. Not to mention, we're not talking about 20th pick. He went 4, and he felt every team that passed him up disrespecting him. He's taking names and numbers for everybody who got something to say with him being drafted for. And I love it. He felt a perfect place.
I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that he did get hurt right during the ACC tournament, and he didn't play in the NCAA tournament. And everyone had A.J. Debonsa picked as number 1, him or Darren Peterson 1 and 2 all season long. Boozer, who he matched up against in the ACC, they had him ranked in the top 3 as well. I liked him for the Bulls. I also thought that they should get another point guard, but in retrospect, thinking about it, you already signed the kid from Australia, Giddey, to a big time contract. There's no need for you to draft another point guard. So I will throw those misclouded judgments out of my mind, and thoroughly happy with who the Bulls selected at number 4 in Caleb Wilson. And I am looking forward to nights at the United Center. I got to work on my media credential now.
I got you. I know a guy. You two keep blowing up, you'll have all the credentials that you want. This is the premier show. So I'll just say, as your humble narrator, I like the idea that the kid all along wanted to be in Chicago. Mm-hmm. The other 3 draft picks did not want to be in the city that they are. You just got drafted there. Debonsa never said, I want to be the next Phil Chenier. Like he never said that. There's a reason. Like you didn't hear Boozer say, I want to be like, the greatest Grizzly to ever live. That's not the case. But from the jump, when I was at the NBA draft camp, and he loved being in Chicago, kind of like how Rock Chalowski loves Chicago, right? They get in this city, they get into the fabric of this city, and all of a sudden they feel comfortable. So I'm watching those highlights again, and those are some of the highlights from the summer league that we were watching, guys. Like, for a guy that only hit 7 threes in college, he hit 7 threes in the game we just watched right there. Comfortable,
Correct.
And
Correct.
So I love it.
Easily.
Yeah. So, got just a smooth
happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Let the dog out of the room. The dog was in here. He didn't want to be in anymore. He wanted us to talk about the Bears, so he had to get out of here.
All right. we can do that. We can do that right now. LA, I know that you have this on your text chain with us regarding the Bears, which will be our next topic. And again, leave your comments in. We've got super chats as well. If you'd like to be able to have your question answered, we got you right here on LA versus Space. Speaking of the Bears, how about this for topic number 2? So that's a crazy graphic. Chicago Bears dissed for 2026 season. ESPN not impressed, not a contender, same old Bears, no playmakers, overhyped. That's a little bit aggressive on that on ChatGPT's part. I didn't expect all that. But LA, please read for us what you saw, and then Space, go ahead and give your thoughts on it.
I read a graphic on ESPN that stated that the Detroit Lions were 38% favorite to win a division. Green Bay was 33% chance to win a division. The Bears were 19%, and the Minnesota Vikings, whatever their percentage was left over, that was their percentage to win. And the Bears, they had two teams picked ahead of the Bears to win a division. Two teams. And it's like, the issues that the Detroit Lions had on the offensive line and with them missing both of their coordinators, if they can fix those things, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Absolutely. They did sweep the Bears last year's during the 2025 season. However, what that first game was just, let's forget about it. It was the first game on the road up in
the season.
Detroit. Oh, yeah. And they just shellacked the Bears that day. They scored damn near every time they had the ball. Late in the season, the Bears struggled against them at home, and they squawked out a victory. And with the last second field goal, they ran out of there on the Bears. So yeah, I can see that. But the Packers ahead of the Bears have their numbers right now. That 3 of the last 4 times they played, the Bears have beaten them. And do they have talent? Absolutely. But if Micah Parsons isn't back to put that pass rush on early on, okay, that means they got to go through Detroit twice. They got to go to Chicago twice, play Chicago twice. They got to play the Vikings twice, who will be improved with the diminutive Kyler Murray. He just showing up on Sundays, he's already a better quarterback than J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz at that position for the Vikings. So if he can stay healthy, they will be an improved team. So the division absolutely will be tough. But I like the Bears' chances. I also read somewhere that the Bears have the most rest days of any other team in the division.
That's
huge. They got a quote unquote tough schedule, but they have a lot of rest days. They got some Thursday night games, they got some Sunday night games, but then they got long breaks in between them, and they got the bye week in there. So that's going to play a role as well. So I just don't understand how you can rank 2 teams that much far ahead. If anything, if you would have told me to been 25%, 26%, 23%, and then the Vikings with whatever's left over, okay, fine. You can even told me 28, 30, 31, fine. But 38% to 19, you're giving the Detroit Lions twice as great odds to win a division over the Bears? I just don't see it. It's something about a team when they learn how to win, they start believing in themselves, things happen well. And then there's also something that happens to a team that gets close to the threshold and can't knock the door down, and that's the Detroit Lions. At some point, you start doubting yourself. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. Are they going to be hungry? Absolutely. Talented? Absolutely. But to say that they're twice as likely to win the division over the Chicago Bears, I can't buy it. So I sell that one, fellas. You can't sell me that one. Sorry. No, can't do it.
I'm waiting to disagree with you on this one right here. There is who made this list? Who made the damn list? Show me who made it, and I kick his ass. I tell you that. I'm trying to tell you. I am not impressed. I'm actually offended by this list. You got the Detroit Lions as number 1. People don't understand. The biggest thing take away from the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, you're missing David Montgomery. I know Jahmyr Gibbs is elite, and I think honestly he might be the second best. I'm not going to say second best running back, but maybe second best running back position, in the best position. I would agree, behind Bijan Robinson, how much they run and they pass. But I think the position that Jahmyr Gibbs is in right now, brings him up. But that loss of David Montgomery, when you need those tough yards, you need that 4th and 2, and you need that just ground and pound. I think that's going to be huge for the Detroit Lions. They're going to take a step back, in my opinion. But to put us behind, we behind the damn cheeseheads. Y'all got us behind the Green Bay Packers. First, you hit it on the head. Micah Parsons, we might not see him. He may come back week 5 when we play him. Maybe, but even still, I'm not impressed. You lost Romeo Doubs. Christian Watson can't stay healthy. He ain't had a healthy season. You're relying on Jalen Reed and Tucker Kraft, who's a pretty good tight end.
Also injured. He was injured.
You know what I'm saying? So you're relying on guys to where that the Bears have proven commodities. Colson Loveland, come on, man. He's probably if you look at fantasy and PFF, and he's like the third or fourth ranked tight end
He's gonna
coming
be
out
up
this
there.
year.
He's going to be
You
up
know,
there. Absolutely.
He's huge.
Absolutely.
Way up there. You got people like Luther Burton, who's going to take a giant step now that DJ Moore is gone. And not to mention Roma Doomsday, who's coming off, and he's going to be completely healthy. And Swift had a 1,000-yard season quietly. So, I mean, I don't understand. What's up, my people? But I don't see how the Bears are getting that much slack. And then to piggyback on something I said a while ago, Minnesota's going to look good. They got Minnesota. I got Minnesota above Green Bay. I think Kyler Murray, with an actual smart QB whisperer, if you want to call him over there, I think Kevin O'Connell. I think he's going to shape him into something else. You got Justin Jefferson over there. You got Brian Flores defense. I think the Vikings are going to be sneaky good. So I put the Green Bay Packers. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. If you ask me, I think they're struggling to make that third spot. It's a battle between us.
If I may,
go ahead, Eddie.
First of all, I don't know how you two can concentrate with all these great highlights. I couldn't concentrate looking at. I don't know if you see what I see. It's on everyone else sees it. I don't know how you guys don't see it.
We're professionals, Hoodie. We're professionals.
You're a professional, and you're only looking at your own reflection. You ain't looking at nothing else except you in that camera. We know that, and you and Space.
I'm not even on it. I don't need to look at me. Why would I do that for? Well, come on now.
No one likes the reflection better than you, LA. That's why. I mean, you look at it. That's why.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Per ESPN, this is what LA sent us, so people understand. Per ESPN, it says the Chicago Bears have a 19% chance to win the NFC North Division this season. The Lions were 38%. The Packers were 33%. The Bears were 19%, and the Vikings were 10%. And so again, 19% means that the ESPN or someone from ESPN felt like they could not be a playoff team this year. Now, having said that, the NFC North again, guys, will be the toughest division again this upcoming season, because when I look at the win totals, I don't think there's anybody under 8.5 wins at this time. So, I mean, once again, it's going to be tough. Even if you feel like the Bears are the best, it won't be easy again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, nobody's saying it's going to be a cakewalk. Nobody's saying we're going to just breeze through the division. But what I'm saying is, you add a second year with Caleb Williams and this system, you're letting Ben Johnson, he might play the whole season shirtless. He might just come out and say, I'm at home now, y'all, and be bare chest. You know what I'm saying? That you giving our coach more confidence and our team more confidence. That's too low. 20%, 19%.
Well,
come on, man.
I'm gonna give you guys a little background on this, because the Lions they picked up Isaiah Pacheco. So once they let David Montgomery go, so I guess they're gonna rely on him for the short yardage. The reason why they stated that is because the Lions opened the season at home against the Saints. They go to Buffalo, then they're at home against the Jets. They go to the Panthers. They go to the Cardinals. They have the Packers. They have the Miami Dolphins on their schedule. They got the Giants. They got the Titans. So that's the reason why they open up with a
easy schedule,
with a marshmallow soft schedule in the beginning. So that will determine your fate right away. You're going to know about the Lions. They should start at worst 4-1. At worst, they should start 4-1 before the Packers come to town. Yeah. Should start. Should. Yeah. But you never know.
I counted 4 wins when you just read off the schedule. And you mentioned Isaiah Pacheco. Is he gonna be healthy? This man, he can't stay healthy neither. You know, your hope. I think it's a lot of hopes and dreams, and we'll see. But
yeah.
I just say you gotta put until you can beat the best. You gotta put some respect on our name. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I used to think the same thing, but just go out and beat them. Earn your respect. You don't have to worry about what the critics say. You don't have to worry about other teams say. Get out there and beat their ass. And they have like the Packers, they did a lot of chirping. They thought they were like the better team than the Bears. And those last 2 games, hey, nobody cares. No one ever asks you how you won. They
Mhm.
only ask you if
Did
you won.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
all. That's all that matters. That's all that
That's
matters.
a fact. That's a fact, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to proving the doubters wrong, man. Football season is here, fellas. We are right around the corner. I'm
I'm
so
not ready.
excited.
I'm not ready, man. My golf
What?
season isn't ended yet. I'm not ready. My golf
What?
season is not in. I know that. I know once
Go.
football season kicks in, man, my golf season's coming to a close, and that makes me sad.
I understand. That
I
makes
don't-
sense. Yeah, the guys will be in training camp next Tuesday.
Yeah, they will be. Yeah, they will.
Uh,
And shout out to Ryan Fox for that putt on 18 to win the British Open, coming out of nowhere, coming from a lot of strokes back. And one more thing about the British Open, Bryson DeChambeau. I cheered for this kid when he was at SMU when he won a national title. And then I kind of lost a little bit for him when he decided to bulk up and chase yardage. And he won a couple of major championships. And then I lost a little respect for him when he went over to Live Golf. And what he did the other day at the British Open, having a temper tantrum because they put a rules infraction on him because he improved his lie. Whether he intended to or not, he improved his lie. They gave him a 2-stroke penalty. He threatened to not play the next day and held up the tee times because when you're on the weekend, you get slotted based upon where you finish. So they didn't know where to place everyone else. And then I read this morning that this guy threatened to call President Trump to have his 2-shot penalty revoked.
Vote. That sounds about right.
Bryson DeChambeau, that's not it, Hoss. That's just not it. If you ever see this, that's not it. Take your penalty like a man. Was it a just penalty? Was it not a just penalty? That's not the point. Take your penalty like a man. Don't threaten to pick up your clubs and take them to the car and go home and not play the rest of the weekend. And don't threaten to call the orange clown to help you get your 2 strokes back. Stop it. Just stop it. What do you think this is? FIFA? Oh, wait. We'll save that for later on. We'll save that for later.
Man, I was going to get there. Come on, man.
We'll save that for later on.
Back to the format. We'll take now a look at the Cubs and the White Sox. And we asked the question, who will be buyers or sellers at deadline? Space, give us 5 minutes on the Cubs and the White Sox.
I tell you this, neither team need to be sellers. Both teams need to be buyers. You know, the Cubs are doing pretty good. But let's focus on my White Sox. Let's focus on the Southsiders. We can always use an arm. That's the main thing that we're missing. I said this a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to just repeat it. I don't think we need to get rid of our farm system. Farm system is doing great. Let's keep our young talent. Let's develop them and let's go with what we got. Now, we do need arms. I like the starter. Oh, Davis Martin and Sean Burke. Do you see what Sean Burke is doing right now? This man is lights out. I'm kind of torn between who's your 1A, 1B, who's your ace number. I'm kind of torn right now. Burke kind of got a little lead over Davis Martin, and I'm a Davis Martin fan, but I'm liking what he's doing. I'm very excited about these guys. I think we need another arm. There's a few arms that I've been looking at right now, and of course, you know, you got Skubal, but I don't see Skubal. Detroit's actually doing pretty good. They're doing okay. I don't see them going. I don't see us being in market. Let me say that. Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is an arm that I think can, and Clay Holmes from the Mets. Both of these guys are short-term fixes. You know, if you want to think about it like that, they're placeholders. If you want to think about it, they're good for a season or two. But they're proven vets. They're guys who can help us right now. That's what we need. We need somebody who can help right now. I know we just lost our catcher, Teal. He hasn't played much all season, and I like Teal. I still don't know what the diagnosis is, but I don't think we need to be in the Shea Langary's. How do you say his name from the A's? I like him. Shea Langary's.
No, it's not Lacey Underall, and it's not whatever the fuck you just said. Shea Langoliers.
Langoliers. That's how you say it. We Gary Langoliers. You know what I'm trying to say. We don't need to be in that conversation. We don't need to be in the Goodman conversation from the Rockies. We don't need neither one of those guys. I think we've caught up our guy, and Romo is playing pretty good. I think we're okay at the catcher position right now. Go get an arm. If you can manage to get somebody like Scooble, that would be to have a Scooble, to have a Burke and a Davis Martin for a playoff team. Oh my goodness. I mean, you got any hitter, you just good luck. You know, that's a dynamite starting rotation right there. You know, so I'm the bottom line is we shouldn't be sellers, we should be buyers. And we need to get arms. That's all I'm looking for. No catcher, just arms.
Since you have handled the South Side, I'm going to go ahead over to the North Side. The Cubs' number one priority should be Tariq Skubal. Period. Full stop. If he's not available, or if you can't match the price that they're asking for him, go after the kid over there, the left-handed pitcher for the Giants, and Robbie Ray. He should be your next target. You definitely need someone else with some power in the middle of the lineup. Go out and get the outfielder from the Oakland to Sacramento. No, they're not. What the hell are they? The A's, the Athletics. Go get Brent Rooker.
He's Sacramento A's. Yes,
Sacramento A's outfielder, designated hitter for the A's. He would help them because they need a little bit more power. I mean, I love Dansby Swanson, and he can get hot every now and then. He's a great glove. But you need more power, more consistent power in that lineup. But your number one option is to go get another starting pitcher until and if those guys just don't get healthy. Because the Cubs have enough to make the playoffs, but they don't have enough to make a run without another arm and another arm in that bullpen. That bullpen can be shaky at times, and you need another bat just to protect the guys in the lineup right now. And I like what you said, everything about the White Sox. Neither team should be sellers. The Sox currently are in first place. The Cubs are in second place, chasing the Brewers, and they're just steady as she goes. They win 2 out of 3. They keep winning series, keep stacking wins together. You have to be a buyer. Both teams need to purchase arms. The Cubs could also use another bat. The Cubs need an arm in the rotation. They need an arm in the bullpen, and they need another bat in that lineup with a little thunder in it. And the three guys that I mentioned, Tariq Skubal, Robbie Ray, and Brent Rooker from the Oakland A's. Well, Sacramento A's. Well, the future Las Vegas Athletics who once played in Philadelphia or something like that.
This show's ancient. I tell you. Philly A's. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Hey, I wasn't around from that. I just read about it. I don't know nothing about them playing in Philadelphia. I just read about it. That's all I did.
And the Cubs did get a little bit of luck. They just got Jameson Taillon back, and didn't have the best performance. But first time back in a month, so they got a little light at the end of the tunnel, but they still need help.
You would think that he would return to the mean, just what he's used to doing at some point, just like the kid over the bat that just came back from Murakami for the White Sox. He has not hit a homer since he came back, but we know what he is. We know that what he will be. He just needs more bats, more time, and that's it. Just keep putting him out there, keep letting him do his thing until he gets that timing back. That eye will come back. He'll sync things up with that swing, and balls will be once again flying out of the ballpark over on the South Side. So both teams, absolute buyers. You do not sell anything. You do whatever it takes. The only playoffs that you can win is this year's playoffs. The only playoffs you can make is this year's playoffs. The only World Series that you can win is this year's World Series. You're in position to do so. Do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Please leave your comments for LA versus Space as we start to round the turn here on LA versus Space and Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Another topic that we have here, as the guys put into the chat, they want to talk World Cup soccer, and there's a reason why this is placed toward the end of the show because, well, it's pretty obvious. World Cup soccer. Please do not tune out. The show's not over, so please stick with us as the guys tackle World Cup soccer. Space, go right ahead. World Cup soccer. Go ahead. It's your show.
Hey, let me start by saying the changing of the guard is here when it comes to the World Cup. Messi is no longer the best player in all of soccer. He's no longer, he's still a GOAT, but he's not the best anymore. And I say it with my chest. I feel good saying that. I got a son who's a soccer player. He's going to be my future soccer star, and he's got us all soccered out. And we tune into almost every game. I will say, everybody's want to crown Lamine Yamal, and I think he's amazing. I think he's the second best player in soccer. You got to give it to Mbappe. Now, granted, Spain shut him out. He was nowhere to be found when Spain played France, and he was just but it just goes to show how good Spain is. It's just they gave up one goal the whole cup, the whole World Cup. That's it. That's almost impossible. And Messi, they left Argentina to 0 shots on goal. This is
over regulation. It was 100 minutes.
Yes.
So, full time was done. It was 10 minutes of stoppage time. They did not have a shot on goal. Matter of fact, they were in overtime. Stoppage time was done. They didn't have a shot on goal, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And
that's insane. That's what that is.
I'm not going to pretend to be a soccer aficionado. I tuned in here and there. I did, however, when I was over in Europe, I was with my man X, and we went to a sports bar because he's heavily into soccer. And we went to a sports bar to watch the semifinal between Spain and France. And it was at that point I realized that Spain was clearly the best team remaining in the World Cup. They have not lost a match in 39 consecutive matches. They have all wins and all draws in all of those matches, and they don't have a quote unquote super duper star that's going to win the Golden Boot like Mbappe did, or was threatening to do so like Lionel Messi. And Messi is no longer the best player in the world. He hasn't been the best player in the world for a few years. He had been, but no longer. He's 39 years old. The changing of the guard is here, and just from my perspective, the officials did everything they could every match to keep them in the matches. It was ridiculous. And you just couldn't do that against a talented defensive team that is Spain. They possessed the ball. They moved it around. They kept you from getting the ball. And when you did get it, you just didn't even get a clean shot on goal at all. Like you stated before, they gave up only one shot on goal the entire tournament. And Argentina, I'm sorry, they should be ashamed. The way that they play like thugs. They tried to start fights after the match.
Yes.
They were playing very dirty. Their fans said some very unruly things about people of color during the tournament. So to see them go home, to see them just get that close, and get it snatched away from them was kind of rewarding. And I hate to bring they always say that you don't want to play the race card. You don't play in the race card. Well, you dealt the deck, my friend. I'm playing the cards that are in this is your deck. You dealt this. So when it's put out there, and then what's little known about the country of Argentina at one point was 33% black faces. Today, in that nation today, 3% black. That nation was welcoming to the Third Reich after World War II and Hitler and his boys fell. They welcomed all of those Nazis there. They lived freely with their names. They welcomed them, and they pretty much tried to get rid of everyone of color. There's not one person of color on that soccer team.
Not one. You ain't lying.
How's that happen? How does that happen?
You ain't lying.
They pretty much, and once they got rid of, and this is history. I hate to take you to history class, but that country had a large population of people of color. They pretty much eradicated them, and then they imported people from Europe, and then they forced the people of color to intermingle and marry people that were not of color so they can dilute the population, the people of color. And to this day, it's 3% black in that nation. 3%. Come on now. That's by design. So it couldn't happen. Them losing in the fashion that they did could not happen to a better nation. That's all I'll say on that.
That's right. Brought to you by Alexander James Whiskey. That's right, folks. Alexander James. Alexander James Whiskey, the proud partner of Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Find out where you get Alexander James Whiskey in your area.
You can't get it in Argentina.
That's right, folks. Alexander James Whiskey. AlexanderJamesWhiskey.com. Always refreshing for any season. Alexander James Whiskey. If you'd like to sit fireside and listen to Black History, always have a sip of Alexander James Whiskey.
It's actually South American history.
That's so, LA.
I'm trying to turn a page on your history book. I got a different class over here.
I know what you're doing, sir.
Yes, we're just trying to hold on. So we always have an extra topic, and I'd like, if you don't mind, to be able to bring up the extra topic, because speaking of race, here's Caitlin Clark. So here's Caitlin Clark as we are now at the first half of the WNBA season. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the All-Star game is taking place at Wintrust Arena. All the festivities are here in Chicago.
Yes.
If the WNBA could go to a different city, I'm sure that they would, but they can't pull out now because it's here in Chicago with no Sky players representing the All-Star game, and rightfully so. So I don't know if you know this or not, Space, but if you go to the comment section of LA versus Space, of course, we have the playlist that's available right now on Under the Hood with Jonathan. You can see previous episodes. There's been a lot of talk about some of the things that LA has said about Caitlin Clark. Many true. I can't poke any holes in it, but I'd like to get your thoughts, LA and Space, about Caitlin Clark. Do you see her being the face of the WNBA first half season? And that's maybe not necessarily based on her basketball, but her being on the floor and her histrionics complaining to officials. What are your thoughts about her first half?
She is by far the most talked about player in the WNBA. But has she been the best story in the WNBA this season? Absolutely not. It's that rookie point guard up in Minnesota by the name of Olivia Miles. She averages just as many points as Caitlin Clark, a couple of fewer assists, the same amount of rebounds. She shoots better from the field. She shoots better from three-pointer. They're about the same from the free throw line. And without their best player, the Minnesota Lynx have the best record in the entire WNBA. She's putting up Caitlin Clark numbers in her rookie season, the same numbers, actually a little bit better because of the efficiency than Caitlin Clark is. In player efficiency, I believe that, and I should know this, but I do, Olivia Miles, I think, is 6th or 7th in player efficiency rating in the WNBA as a rookie. Caitlin Clark is currently 12th. Caitlin Clark is not even the best player on her team. Last week, Caitlin Clark won Player of the Week because she had a 45-point game sandwiched by a 13-point game and a 17-point game. Meanwhile, her teammate, Kelsey Mitchell, had 33, she had 30, and she had 23. But Caitlin Clark gets Rookie of the Year. Look, I do not take any issue with Caitlin Clark except for the fact that she whines too much, she cries too much, she flops too much, and every time she's touched, it's like someone shot her. She performs like a soccer player. We just watched the World Cup. I don't know if they learned from her or she learned from them, and it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. You cannot. She made a bucket the other day in a game, and she went to the floor, and she get up and she's running and limping down the floor, and then there was a call on the other end. All of a sudden, the limp went away as she approached the official, and she's berating the official, and she's very demonstrative, and she's super yelling. Every other player on every level of basketball, from pee-wee foot basketball, high school, JV, the NBA, and the rest of the entire WNBA would have received a technical in that position. She got teed up. They got teed up. She didn't. And I think she's amassed her 6th technical foul, which means she's going to get a fine or whatever. Somehow that'll get rescinded because that's just the way this league, the commissioner of that league just doesn't have She doesn't have what it takes, and I think she will be replaced soon. Kathy Engelbert is her name, and Caitlin Clark. First of all, and I'm going to.
It's not first of all. This is fifth or sixth now. There's no first of all. Now, come on.
Okay,
now.
well, all right. I'm going to stop that. Last of all,
okay.
you got Congress people saying that something needs to be done to protect Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm going to say to those Congress people?
Come on, say it.
Shut up and govern. That's what I got to say.
That'll be a great T-shirt.
Shut up and dribble. You want the players to shut up and dribble? Shut up and govern. Go figure out how to stop this war over in Iraq.
All right. Thank you very much. Here we now go from WVON to space. Now, your thoughts on? Good God. Somewhere Tony Brown is smiling. He's very happy about this journal you've opened today. You're all over the place. Space, Space, you're too young to remember, but LA and I grew up on a Tony Brown's journal on PBS. A very good show, educational. You can learn everything about your history and about what's really going on in the world. That's when journalism was journalism during that time. What are your thoughts now on Caitlin Clark as we're going to get close now to the All-Star break?
So Caitlin Clark is polarizing. That's my thoughts. She's must-see TV on and off the court, if I can say it like that. Caitlin Clark, to me, reminds me of Jerry Jones with the NFL. You know, you just don't know what's about to happen. You never know what's about. Just tune in. You know, you'll see what's happening next. You know, Jerry is very impactful, and he says some things, but you always got to listen to him. You got to. Caitlin Clark, you're just sitting here and you're seeing what the next debacle is going to be. Now, like you said, everybody's about protecting Caitlin Clark. It's about everybody's being protected, man. I don't think she's being abused there. I think she's getting hard fouls from everybody and not particular people or anything like that. But she's dishing them out the same way. She gives the
same fouls.
She plays physical. She's a very physical player. So if you're going to complain about her getting fouled, you have to complain about her fouling also. And for her only to have six, you must do that. What? And to only have 6 technical fouls, there's been plenty of instances to where players have, after the game, spoke about it. Oh, man, if it was me, I would have got them. Plenty of instances where Caitlin Clark could have gotten another technical and should have gotten a technical. But everybody's I think everybody's in on it. I think the referees are in on it. I think people are just trying to save the face of the W. However you want to look at it. But to an extent, she is the face of the W. So they're trying to extra protect her. I don't think she's being abused or anything like that. She is polarizing to watch, but she definitely isn't the best player by far.
On her team.
Oh, yeah. You can start there.
Yeah. And behavior-wise on the court, she's Rasheed Wallace. That's what she is. She's Rasheed Wallace. Okay. She's capable of receiving a technical foul every single game. That's how she behaves. Every single time she does not get a call, she's yelling at officials. She's flop. Every single game you can call a tech on her. You could. Yeah, and there are very few players that you could say that about in the WNBA. And she's hella talented. When she gets it going and gets it cooking, it's a beautiful thing to watch when she's making shots from the low. But there are players like Paige Beckers that are playing better than her. There's a player by the name of Marina Mabry who put up a 50 ball, who was shooting for the logo the same way. Why aren't we talking about her? Why not? Yeah. Paige Beckers is everything that a large portion of this population and new fans of the WNBA want Caitlin Clark to be.
Mm-hmm. Now that I agree 1,000%.
And why does she not receive that same love that Caitlin Clark gets? I don't get it.
You know what, LA?
I
said
got some
something.
theories behind it.
I know.
I
You
got
said
theories
it
behind
last time, and I had to
Yeah.
look into it. And I started doing some research.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see it the way you saw it until I started looking at it. And they do look at the people who the females who like the female gender differently than they do the straight females.
Not just that, she's an advocate for women of color, and vociferously so. She spoke out about it when she was at UConn, when she won an award at the ESPYs. She talked about, I cannot accept this award in good faith without speaking on the pioneers that came before me. She said it back then. She came out with a statement last week saying that these other players need to be on the forefront and receiving this love that I'm getting and that the other person that we're mentioning. And again, Caitlin Clark, she's done nothing wrong. She's done nothing wrong as far as her play. It's the people that support her. And people can make you root for or against a player or a team because you want to see them miserable. These new loud voices that aren't even fans of the game. Oh, Caitlin Clark's the best thing ever. When's the last time you watched a WNBA game? What's the WNBA?
Yeah, it was the same guy that hit that kid in the back of the head, I believe. Same person that supports Caitlin Clark and does not watch the WNBA. The guy at Wrigley Field. So
don't get me started on that because I have been that gentleman sitting in front of him before, and let's just say I have sat during a national anthem before. Yes, I have. There's a stanza in the national anthem about killing slaves that they had removed, but that's a whole nother. We're not going to talk about that.
Yes, that's a whole other podcast. Yes.
Yes.
It seems like it fits this one. I tell you what.
I need to call up Tavis Smiley and see if he has an opening for a guest. But he wouldn't have did that to me. He wouldn't have did that to either of us. He wouldn't have did that to either of us. He knew who to pick on. He picked on the kid sitting by himself, who was younger than him, who seemed to be a bit timid. And I wish you would have told me to come sit up. What? He'd have been on the field. That's all I'll say. He'd been on the field.
I think guys, first of all, it's one of these things where you see it on social media. You really have to look into it, whether or not it's real or not, right? You just don't take things for face value because of AI. And there's so many, especially on TikTok and Instagram, they'll set up a scenario so they can be able to get clicks. But this one here is apparently this old man had been riding this young guy, if you pardon the expression, been riding this young guy to stand up, right? And so someone clicked on the camera and was like, oh, you keep talking to this kid and he's not standing up. So we're just going to record this. What does that old man do? He hits that young guy in the back of the head and the young guy stands up. But like, as I try to tell Cap this morning, I said, do you know how often I go to a game and someone is clad in red, white, and blue, but still sits for the anthem? I mean, there's plenty of that.
Happens every game.
So I mean, look, you got the right to do whatever you want, but you also don't have the right to put your hands on anybody unless you want a 5-piece and a biscuit in return.
And a hospital stay.
You hear me?
Heinz. Maybe at Heinz.
Yeah. Heinz VA.
Salute. Maybe you sit up to Heinz. Knock his ass out.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
And as your humble veteran on the show, that's kind of what we fight for. We kind of serve for everyone to have your own right. You have a right to kneel, you have a right to stand, you have a right to sit. Correct. If that's what you choose to do, what you don't have a right to do is put your hands on me because you don't agree with my decision. What? It would have been some teeth getting picked up somewhere. Yeah, I'll tell you that. What?
Going back to those rights, if we go back to Colin Kaepernick, the reason why Colin Kaepernick kneeled instead of sitting was because a Marine veteran by the name of Nate Boyer told him, instead of doing that, why don't you just kneel? It's your right to do. He was a veteran who said, you know what? I fought for your right to be able to do that. Why don't you kneel? It wasn't Colin Kaepernick didn't come up with this by himself on his own. Yeah, a actual Marine veteran by the name of Nate Boyer You can go research it at home. You don't have to take my word for it. He's the gentleman who told Colin Kaepernick to kneel. That's how it started. Don't take my word for it. Do your own Google. Do the Googles.
Yes, I'm familiar with the story. Yes. All right. Well, hasn't this been a very educational LA versus space? This will be
LA.
Oh, well, this will be entitled Look It Up. This will be the episode. Look up your Black history on LA versus space, not even February. So do it now. Get ahead of it here in July. That's what I say. All right. LA's gone. It's just a black fist just hanging in the air. That's all we've got now. All right. Well, brought to you by that black fist. Brought to you by Alexander James Whiskey. That's right, Alexander James Whiskey, the official whiskey of Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. And if you've got a floating black fist in your home, make sure that you adorn it with an Alexander James Whiskey. Well, there it is, folks. There he is. There he goes. Huey Atkins, folks, there for us with the black fist right here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Well, please leave your comments as we move forward here. And guys, another fine episode and educational one also, very much so. So thanks so much for another fine edition. He's got nothing now. He's tapped out now. Well, there it is, folks. LA versus space. Make sure you check out the playlist and check out previous episodes of our premiere show, LA versus space, right here in Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. So long, everybody.